Now let's go ahead and create some of the detail on the other side of the engine. So we'll move over here and we'll take a look at one of the images that we have. And so this piece is one of the main pieces. It kind of blends into the bulk of the engine here, the block of the engine. So go ahead and try to create something similar to that. So let's go ahead and start with just a cylinder. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and instead of going to the left, I'm going to go to the right hand view. Okay, and we'll go ahead and go to create cylinder. I'll just pull out a cylinder. Okay, maybe something about that size. Okay, we'll go ahead and just kind of pull this out into position here. Not quite so far out. And just kind of pull that out into the right position. And then we can go into the right hand view and place this. So again, we'll go to the right. Okay. And just kind of put this in the correct position here. Maybe something like this. Okay, so now we need to create several different levels. We've got the first level, which is a cylinder, and then the back level, which is kind of this piece coming out here, and then we've got this further back level, which is the whole thing, the rest of that engine. So let's go ahead and bring out the mid-level first, and then we go back to the right, and then we'll go to our perspective to do this. Okay. And I've just got 12 divisions. You can up the number of divisions if you like. And I've got right now just one height segment. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take those polygons, convert this to an editable poly. Alright, let's go ahead and now just take these polygons. Okay, so this we'll be leaving the front cylinder intact as we go ahead and just extrude this out along the normal. Okay, and we'll just extrude it out to maybe something like this. Okay, now we'll go ahead and deselect these polygons. Okay, and let's go ahead and deselect all of these on this side as well. We'll go ahead and leave that one. So we're left with those two. We'll go ahead and extrude those out. Let's go ahead and add this one to the mix. Maybe those two. Go ahead and extrude those out. Okay, and we start to have some geometry here that we can shape. Alright, so we'll come in and grab these points and just come in and start to shape this. Just taking a look at the reference that we have as we go along. Okay, so we've still, again, got the cylinder that's intact on the front, and then we have this shape that comes in on the middle there. So we'll just kind of shape this appropriately. Alright. Okay, maybe this, I think this comes out a little bit more over here. So we can kind of pull this out a little bit. And now we want to do the same thing for the next level. Okay, so for the next level, I'm going to go ahead and go to the top view. And I want to pull out the back of this. Okay, so I'm going to take all those points right here and just kind of pull them back a bit. Okay, and then I'll take those edges, select all those edges. Let's add a new line in there, just right in the middle. So we'll just do connect. Okay, now we want to go ahead and do the same thing on this next level. Okay, so in this case, we'll go ahead and grab all of these. Anywhere that you want to extend past where the current state of this guy is. So maybe right in here. Let's go ahead and extrude that out. We can extrude that out by the group and just kind of pull it back if we want to do that. Okay, and then we can come in and just kind of shape this as well. So I want this to come back and kind of line up with this pivot here. This we can kind of bring up. Okay. All right, and you can turn on some of these other pieces if you want to get a little bit better idea of, what's actually existing right there. All right, so you end up with something like that. Okay, and then you can go ahead and take that and just extend that back. So if I go ahead and just isolate this, we can go ahead and take this back that we've now created and just kind of move it back into the engine. Okay, some of this will penetrate, that's okay. We don't want it to extend that far. Okay, just into the back of some of these other pieces. Go ahead and pull this in a little bit. Okay, so you can see that. And then we've got this piece on this side. Now let's go ahead and modify this cylinder. We'll pay a little bit more attention to the cylinder here. Okay, so go ahead and select these polygons here. Let me go ahead and select all of these guys. And then we'll just be moving those forward. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move those forward. Give us that shape there. And we might want to go ahead and just scale this up just a little bit. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and take this edge. Okay, and select the loop. Chamfer that. A couple segments. Dial that value down. The amount. Okay, and then that'll give us kind of a harder edge at that point. Now we want to create the center area. So we'll go ahead and grab all of these guys. And let's go ahead and scale these up a little. And then do an inset. And it gives us kind of something like this. Alright, so now for this, I'm going to go ahead and take these points and these points and just scale them up a little bit. We get something like that. And then I'm going to take these polygons, go ahead and inset them, and I'll inset them a small amount. Okay, and then let's go ahead and just do some extruding. So I'm going to go ahead and extrude this back in, apply that, back in a little bit more, apply that. Okay, let's do an inset, very small amount. Okay, do an extrude. This time we'll come forward. Okay, we'll come out a little bit. Apply that out a little bit more. Okay, do another little inset. This one a little bit bigger. Okay, and then I want to come in and grab just these. Do another inset. Okay. This time I want to go ahead and scale this a little bit, make it a little bit more cylindrical shaped, and I can come in and grab these points and now scale those back down. Go ahead and get my polygons back here. I want to grab those points right at these corners. They're kind of the original points that I scaled up, and this time I'm going to scale those back down to get more of our cylinder shape back. Okay, go ahead and inset that a little bit. And again. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and just take these polygons and extrude them. So again, lots of different ways to get to the same result. Go ahead and extrude that in to the surface. Okay, and I'll add a little bit, add an edge right in there. So slide that right up against there. Okay, let's see what it looks like so far. When we smooth this, we've got kind of the detail right along here. Okay, and then we might want to go ahead and harden up some of these edges back here. Okay, just by adding some detail in here. So we could take this edge. Let me go ahead and get my object selected here. Take this edge and just start adding some of that detail that we'll always talk about. And then come in here and do the same thing, adding edges wherever you want this to be hard. Okay, so we probably want to come in and select this ring and do connect right along there to kind of harden some of that up. Just be careful, if you try to add some geometry going in this direction, it will come across and distort the shape of the cylinder that you have in the front here. So that's just something to be aware of. Okay, you can come in here and select that ring. Go ahead and connect that up. And we'll do the same thing down here, just to kind of harden everything up a little bit. And then up here we'll do the same thing with connect. Go ahead and harden that up. So starting to get a little bit more going on here. I also want to come in and select some of these polygons right across here. Let's go ahead and just select all of these right across here. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and just do a quick extrude. Actually do a little inset first and then extrude those out just slightly. Okay, and then we'll do another little quick inset. So we're starting to get some more detail there. And you can just work with the hardness that you've got, and it just extends inside there. And like I said, we'll work on ways to make it look like this is actually all blended together. Okay, so in the next lesson, let's go ahead and work on adding some wiring to this. So I'll go ahead and just shore this up with some extra edges, and then we'll look at adding some wires. So we'll do that next.